Hello and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a timeless parable about struggle, about paying attention, and ultimately about having a breakthrough. It's the story of a monk whose biggest setback actually became the source of his greatest insight, leading him to understand the very nature of reality. So let's get right into it.
So right off the bat, we get this really powerful verse, and it's truly the heart of our story. It gives us two incredible metaphors for the human body, a fragile water bubble and an illusory mirage. And, as we're about to find out, these aren't just pretty words. They are the keys to a profound kind of freedom.
But where did this teaching come from? Well, it didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was discovered by one single dedicated monk during a pretty tough personal journey, and it's his story that we're going to follow today. All right, so let's start at the beginning. Our story begins, as so many great quests do, with a whole lot of effort. We meet a monk who is just deeply, deeply committed to his spiritual path. You look at this and he does everything by the book. He gets his meditation instructions directly from the Buddha himself. Then he goes off into the forest all by himself to really focus. He puts in so much effort, so much sincere practice, and yet, nothing. He hits a total wall. He just can't reach that final goal. But here's the thing. This moment of what looks like failure, it's actually the most important part of his entire story. So yeah, he's disappointed, but he's not giving up. He figures, okay, maybe I need a different teaching, something more refined. He's thinking the instructions are the problem, not him. Little does he know, this walk back to the Buddha, that's what's going to change everything. And right here, this is where the story takes a huge turn. See, once he's away from his formal meditation spot, his classroom isn't some quiet room anymore. It's the world. The whole world becomes his teacher. That path back to the Buddha becomes the real lesson. So picture this. He's walking along, it's a hot day, and he sees that shimmer on the horizon that we've all seen before. And this is insight number one. This is where he has his first big aha moment, and it's all about that mirage. He's looking at it, right? From far away, it looks like a real pool of water. But he knows better. He knows when you get up close, there's nothing there. It's just an illusion, a trick of the light. And then it clicks. His body is just like that mirage. It looks so solid, so real, so permanent. But if you look closer, truly investigate it, it's empty of any permanent, unchanging self. Okay, so he keeps walking. After a while, he's feeling tired. So he stops by a river, the Asiravati River, to cool off and rest. And it's right there, just watching the water, that his second big insight comes to him. So he's watching the water flow, and he sees this big bubble form on the surface. It exists for just a moment, looking perfect and whole, and then pop! It's gone. And right away, he sees the connection. Our bodies are exactly like that bubble. They come into being because of certain conditions. They hang around for a little while, but they're so fragile. And then, just like that, they're gone. So let's recap these two amazing insights, because they fit together perfectly. The mirage shows him that the body seems real, but is ultimately empty, like an illusion. And the bubble, that shows him the body is super fragile and temporary. Here one moment, gone the next. You put those two truths together, and you get a really clear picture of what this body, what our reality, is actually like. Now, here's the really cool part. Miles away, the Buddha, with his incredible awareness, can tell what's happening. He senses that the monk's mind is finally ready, that it's ripe for understanding. You see, the monk has done the hard work himself. And this is really the climax of the whole story. From his dwelling, way, way far away, the Buddha projects his voice. Think of it like a transmission, and sends the monk the exact verse that confirms everything he's just figured out on his own. What's so amazing is that the Buddha isn't giving him brand new information. He's just confirming what the monk discovered by observing the world. The lesson was always out there, just waiting for him to be ready to see it. So when the monk hears these words, it's like the final piece of the puzzle just clicks right into place. His own insights from the road, now confirmed by the Buddha himself, lead to this incredible final transformation. Now, to really get what he accomplished, there's this one phrase in the verse we need to talk about: cutting Mara's garland of flowers. So what does that mean? It's not about actual flowers. It's this beautiful, powerful metaphor for the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, the very cycle that keeps us tied to suffering. So, to cut the garland means to break free from that cycle for good. And believe it or not, that is exactly what happens. In that one perfect moment where his own direct experience lines up with the Buddhist timeless wisdom, he shatters that chain. He attains arahantship, which is the highest state of enlightenment, and becomes completely free from suffering, forever.
Okay, so what does this story from so long ago have to do with us, right now? Well, it matters because his journey is, in a way, everyone's journey. It's packed with lessons that we can actually use in our own lives.
Think about it. First off, what looked like a failure, hitting that wall in his meditation, wasn't a failure at all. It was the very thing that pushed him onto the path of true discovery. And second, where did he find his biggest breakthroughs? Not sitting on a cushion trying to force it, but just by walking and paying attention to a mirage and a water bubble. And maybe most importantly, realizing that everything is temporary and kind of illusory, that didn't make him depressed. It's what set him free. And really, that's the heart of it all. This path of seeing things as they really are, it leads to a kind of happiness that's much deeper and more resilient. Thank you so much for joining me for this story. And in the spirit of this beautiful teaching, as the blessing on the screen says, may you all be happy.